I'm Layla.
And I'm Miranda.
And we're Quills.
And Caffeine.
Welcome back. It's Tuesday again.
What?
Tuesdays happen really fast.
It's true though. Time flies by so fast. I can't believe it's already, September.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Layla's not having fun. Anyway.
I never have fun.
It's okay.
No. Alright, so today, we're talking about a subject that we both have a lot of feelings on.
Many feelings.
It's character assassination in sequels. What does that mean? Well, friendly YouTuber, it means people wrote a really cool character that everyone adores and loves. And then in the sequel, they were like, we hate this character. Let's kill them. Not literally, but let's kill their character. Because we hate them, apparently.
Because we have very poor understanding of this character that we created. Or if it's someone else who wrote the script, spoiler warning, they don't understand the character at all.
Even though
Spoiler warning.
they have 7 books.
Spoiler warning.
And 8 movies. Spoiler warning. It's Harry Potter. We're talking about Harry Potter.
Yeah. Well, that's a good segue into actually talking about Harry Potter.
Okay. The biggest assassination in character that I can think of in the modern age, it might be like some Shakespearean play or something, but the biggest one that I can think of in modern day, is Harry Potter himself, which is so sad. So,
In the Cursed Child, to specify.
To specify. We all know Harry. He grew up as an orphan. Yes, he was an orphan child. So, Harry lost his parents at a young age. In the Mirror of Desire, which is the mirror that shows you everything you could ever possibly want, he saw his parents. So why is he a bad dad to his children?
Also, actually, we could talk about the whole trio in Cursed Child. Because none of their character development makes any sense. Their occupations don't make sense. Why is Hermione Minister of Magic? Look, I love Hermione. She is brilliant. She is lovely. She does not have the personality for that. She would not be a good minister. I'm just saying, I have very strong feelings about this. I don't care who disagrees with me.
Alright, other than going on a tangent, let's talk about why this is bad. So, I define character assassination by people who took a character and forced them arbitrarily into a plot that they don't necessarily fit in and butchered their character to do it. So, that would fall directly under Harry Potter. It's especially, I find, either when they're doing, a sequel, and they put the characters through the same thing that were in the first, movie or book or whatever, or if it's a, in the future type thing, and they're like, we need beef with the original character, who already had a whole arc, but we need more to be bad with them, so that we can build off of that, which goes poorly most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, my biggest example, I have 2 big examples, but let's focus on Harry for now, because it's the biggest atrocity.
Atrocity.
It's shitty
and an atrocity. It's an atrocity.
It's an atrocity. So the biggest atrocity is Harry, I think, personally.
I feel that deep in my soul.
So, spoiler warning for those who don't know. In The Cursed Child, his main thing is that he and Albus don't get along, which is just weird to me.
Well, and see, it's fine if they don't get along, but the way that Harry treats him and the reasons why they don't get along are terrible. They don't make sense for Harry's character at all. Especially, Harry is one of my favorite characters of all time.
He is my favorite character of all time.
He is a beautiful character. I don't understand why people say that they love Harry Potter, but don't like Harry as a character.
It's like, I'm not sure you read the books.
Right.
Or watched the movies. Or anything.
Right. But the reason that Harry is one of my favorite characters is that he's so complex. And he has so much good development. And he's just so well realized. And part of that is all of the stuff with his parents. And you just know that Harry Potter would do everything that he could to make sure that his kids didn't grow up in anything similar to an environment in which he grew up. Like,
Yeah.
he grew up in
Yeah.
such an atrocious place.
Like, heavily abusive.
Yeah.
Heavily manipulative. Like, people honestly don't touch enough on the fact that Harry Potter was severely abused as a child.
Mm-hmm.
Which is important, you know? Like,
Yeah.
that shapes your whole worldview.
Yeah, and you
if
can see it in
live
Harry.
in something like that. Yeah. You can really, really tell.
Yeah. Especially after, like, when he starts going to the Weasleys. When he goes to the Burrow and he's like...
I can eat all the food that I want. I'm not locked up 8 hours a day.
Yeah, he's like, I get this room, and Ron is like, I know it's like shoddy, and he's like, this is the best place I've ever seen!
So it doesn't make sense that, like, at all, that he would not be just, like, okay, we need to focus on something very important. People are not perfect in the future, even if they have gone through something tragic like that, like all of Harry Potter.
Yeah. Okay.
So we didn't expect Cursed Child, we didn't expect Harry to be a perfect character. In fact, I imagined that part of it would be that he had a problem with one of his kids. That's honestly what I predicted when I heard that they were making a script. And, you know, that's fine. It's just the way that he goes about it is so against his character. And it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, just like I said, the reasons that he and Albus are having such a hard time and the things that he does in response to it don't make any sense. They're just... Because he grew so much in the original series.
Yeah.
And it just takes away all of his character development.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing about character assassination is just all the character development is gone, basically. And I feel like that leads into my second biggest character that I feel was assassinated in literature, and that's Aang from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Also, spoilers for that series.
Specifically, we're talking about Korra.
Yeah, Aang in Korra, even though he's
Legend of Korra.
dead and not in it. But
yeah.
The way that they talk about him.
In flashbacks and everything.
Yeah, in flashbacks. Well, in the flashbacks, he actually comes across as cool. You know, I like Aang in the flashbacks. It's the way that Tenzin talks about Aang.
Tenzin and Boomy and... I just forgot about the sister's name.
Kai. That's the one. I forgot about it too.
It's fine.
No, yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. It's fine. Fake fan. No. Anyway.
I'm ashamed. Okay.
Aang's other two kids act like he liked Tenzin the best.
Because he was an airbender.
Because he was the first airbender. And that also makes sense to some degree. Aang would naturally enjoy another airbender coming to be. And, you know, I can imagine him being really excited. But I can't see him favoring one of his kids
to the extent that
it impacts his other two children.
That it gives them complexes later on in life and, like, essentially ruins their sibling relationships.
For, like a long time.
So long!
A really long time. Tenzin's an adult before they even talk about any of this, and Tenzin's the youngest.
Yeah.
Like, it's really frustrating to think that Aang would do that, especially because Aang's dead, and now they can't do anything about it. So that really is upsetting. It just also doesn't make sense that Katara would let him get away with that shit.
Exactly. Katara would be like, "Excuse you, Aang!" Like, even if he started going in that direction, Katara would put a stop to that so fast!
Yeah. And okay, I could even see Aang potentially spending more time with Tenzin because he's trying to teach Tenzin, like, his monkish air nomad ways. Like, that sounds reasonable to me. And, you know, I can see the kids having kind of a problem with that. But it doesn't make sense that he would take Tenzin on, I think it's like something like Tenzin went on all these crazy vacations and swam with the elephant koi and, you know, did all this cool stuff without the other two. That doesn't make sense to me. Because Aang would take all his kids. Especially since he's the Avatar. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, and after all of the stuff that he went through in the original series, it really, really doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. It's like with Harry. They have very similar problems in Cursed Child and Legend of Korra with the dad characters. And it's really frustrating because these are beautiful series. I'm getting so angry.
It's some of my favorite characters of all time. Like, probably number 1 and number 2, honestly.
Yeah.
Like,
same. I feel like I need to show my tattoo for this to have the full effect. Y'all, I have a Hunchback of Notre Dame tattoo what makes a monster and what makes a man. Now, we can talk about, I think, the most interesting character that we're going to talk about in this video.
Because we disagree.
Yes, we disagree on this character.
Yeah.
I understand your point of view when it comes to this character, but I do disagree. Yes. And that character is Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi.
Yes. So, we all, spoiler warning for The Last Jedi! And, you know, Star Wars. Yeah. So, so I actually really enjoyed Luke in The Last Jedi, which a lot of people are like, what? And the other half of people are like, me too. But I really enjoyed Luke. Well, I enjoyed present day grumpy Luke on an island being gay by himself. I enjoyed that a lot. It's my interpretation.
It's fine.
Mark Hamill said you can think that. Anyway. That I enjoyed that. What I hated was his treatment of Ben Solo. Because, personally, I cannot think of any reason that Luke Skywalker would pull a lightsaber on his nephew. I just can't, y'all. I can't imagine it, and I feel like it is a big character assassination from Luke in the originals, who was so ready to instantly forgive his dad, even though he had kind of ruined his life, chopped his hand off, done all this terrible stuff to him. He was ready to instantly forgive him the moment that Darth Vader showed any remorse. So, I can't understand why this, I don't even know how old he is at the time, 50-plus-year-old man would pull a lightsaber on this early 20, maybe even teenager.
He was a teenager, I'm almost positive.
Yeah, I can't think of a reason. Even if Luke saw the dark side in him, he saw the dark side in himself at one point. And it's not like he went, I guess that's that, and just, like, ran off to join Darth Vader. Like, oh no, I wore a black shirt today. Guess I'm evil. You know, I just don't see it. I don't see it. And it really frustrates me because I had it phrased this way. At that point in time, Ben was probably the closest thing to a son he had ever had, and was probably the person that he loved most in the world at that point. So it doesn't make any sense to me why he would pull a lightsaber on him and cause Ben Solo to bring a house down on top of him and run away to become edgelord Kylo Ren. Even though I love Kylo Ren. But it just doesn't make sense to me. Yep. Anyway, what are your thoughts, Rin?
So, from my perspective, I do completely understand that, and I do agree to an extent. However, I think there are so many variables that they left vague in The Last Jedi that it makes it difficult to discern exactly how it happened. So, for example, you know, they show both sides of, you know, what happened. They show how Luke perceived it and how Kylo Ren perceived it. And they don't show what really happened. So you don't know for sure what actually happened. You do know, you know, obviously Luke is so guilty at that point. He genuinely is so distraught about what happened, and he's so upset that he is the person who did this. Yeah. That, you know, he very well could be warping his memory with, you know,
I saw the evil in him, so I pulled a death weapon on him.
Well, like, he could be, you know, like, over the years, he could have tried to justify him to himself, and that's become his reality. You know what I mean? And he's still guilty about it, but he's, like that's just how he's thought about it.
No, Ray, it's cool. He was evil, I could tell. Ray's like, I don't know about that.
But I don't think that's his perspective either. I think he knows that he fucked up. Like,
yeah. Well, no, I totally agree with that. He knows that he made a mistake either way.
Yeah, and then also, there is a lot of speculation. And again, this is speculation, which is part of the problem with The Last Jedi. But anyway.
There's so much hot debate around The Last Jedi that... Yes. I've almost lost friendships over this movie before.
It's intense, man. But yeah, so there is speculation that when this happened, Ben was already under Snoke. Like, he had already been manipulated by him. And that's what Luke sensed. And he was like, he's already gone to the dark side. And because of all of the history with everything, and, like, there's been peace for a long time. It is established that there's been peace. But Luke could be so afraid of that piece being destroyed that he could react that way. Even if it's for just a split second, and that is the point. It's like a split second.
It was quick. And I can totally see that point of view, and I like the poetic justice that Luke, whether by accident or not, created the next, like, generation of Sith.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's way cool to me, actually.
Yeah.
I just don't see him doing it, I guess, is my big thing. Like, I don't think it's in his character. So to me, it's a character assassination, but I can totally see your point of view, too.
Yeah, just like I can see your point of view. Those are the big ones that we thought of. Yeah. It's so frustrating. I feel like you have to be really careful with sequels and characters in your sequels. You really have to be mindful of giving them their own character arc, especially when they're not the main character in the sequel, but not negating the character arc from the first movie and not making them read as a character that's completely different from who they were in the first.
Or I think you have to be careful of not making them too perfect. Mm-hmm. Which is where I think a lot of these issues came from, is that the writers didn't want to idolize, like, Luke, Harry, and Aang especially are the three that stand out to me. I think the new writers didn't want to idolize them to hell and back and, you know, frame them in this, like, they're perfect, like, because people aren't perfect when they grow up. We all know this. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just common sense that they would make mistakes. It's just the way that they make mistakes is what
it's
really
not true to the character.
Yeah.
They can make mistakes if it's true to their character, but it's not in these instances, in our opinions.
Yeah, in our opinions, of course. This is all our opinion. So, yeah.
I think that's about it.
You should comment and tell us what your character assassinations
For
are.
real.
Yeah.
And we can talk about it. Like, I really want to hear other people's opinions, especially on Luke, because
that's a hot topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one right now in media. There's a lot of differing opinions about both Luke and Kylo Ren. Mm-hmm. But yeah, if you can think of any others, honestly, like, leave a comment, because I'm super curious. We tried to think of more to talk about, and we were like, it doesn't actually happen all that often.
Which is fortunate, but it happens to some of us.
It happens to my favorite ones.
Exactly! That's why we're so mad.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway,
yes.
Comment if you wanna. We definitely want to hear about stuff. We definitely... This is such an interesting topic, even though it makes us angry.
Yeah.
So,
probably be very yelly and sweary in the comments.
It's fine.
If we'll just something passionate.
Not at you guys.
Not at you, but just in general. Because we get passionate. So yes. Also, leave a like for more content.
And subscribe. And check out our Instagram, because we're cool.
We are cool. Next video will be on Tuesday.
Bye! I feel like this is a very effective
quills and caffeine.
And now we have a theme song.